Leandre Gotte Gius.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Somebody say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat, man. Good to see everybody in the chat, man. Y'all just don't know. Excited to get to talk to y'all today. We got some Smook Scoop today. Not really no Smook Scoop. It might come out in about an hour or two, but you know, I have to. When it comes to Alabama football, it's hard for me to hold water, especially with some things that we've been projecting and talking about here on the Coach Smook Network and over on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. We've been talking about these things, certain projections and things that we thought would be happening. So I'm going to get into them topics of conversation today. Man, good to see y'all, man. Got people showing up on both sides, man. Tips showing up on the TikTok side. Listen, if y'all want to tap in on TikTok today, please do so. Go over there and tap that screen. We've been doing numbers on TikTok, but if you have not had the YouTube experience, TikTok users, come over on the YouTube side. I'm telling you, it is something about being able to see your chat on the screen. It's clips that we have getting posted soon. I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all be saying some funny stuff when we having some good talk. And It's going to be highlighted in a lot of these clips. So I'm back in my editing bag too. So hopefully y'all excited about the content that we're going to be bringing here on the Coach Smook Network and at the Alabama at the Voice of College Football. Y'all check us out, man. Make sure y'all go check us out. I got the comment right here. My brother Jackson Johnson, man, he's one of the co-hosts and basically runs the channel, man. He's doing his thing, bro. I mean, like, he comes over here and moderates for me, you know, and I'm like, bro, we got bigger fish to fry over there on the network, but he's just working just as hard over here and pushing and supporting this side of things as just as hard as we're doing on the Alabama side. So I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, make sure y'all go subscribe to our channel over there. If you haven't subscribed over there, you're tripping. All right, at this point, you're tripping because we about to really kick things into gear for this fall season, and y'all gonna see a presence, Alabama Voice of College Football presence like y'all never seen before. All right, so and appreciate y'all for tapping the screen over there on TikTok, man. TikTok be going crazy, man. TikTok, we got some fans on TikTok. YouTube, TikTok chat, we might have to have a battle one night just to see what type of support we can get and show up. Like YouTubers and TikTokers, man. The vibes is real different, man. I'm telling y'all, YouTube, y'all better watch out. Hey, he said, I'm currently in the long line for registration. Jordan about to get in that $1 million marching band camp, man. I'm telling y'all, this is about to be a crazy year for Alabama Nation, man. And in particular, I think this community is about to see some different things happen. Anybody that claims the AAA family and supports, you know, the authenticity above all brand and what it really stands for, I think y'all are going to be able to see some special things and be a part of some special things 2025 2026. And I really do appreciate y'all support, man. Before we even go forward, let's do another roll call, man. I ain't seen y'all in about 18 hours. Some of y'all didn't come through there on the TikTok stream. We had a good gaming day yesterday. Might be able to pick up another session today, y'all. We've been having fun, been doing some networking, so we might be able to pick up some more. And then shout out to my bro, man. Hey, that boy, big homie over there with the GGs, man, the gifts on TikTok. Appreciate y'all, man. All right, so we got Jackson Johnson in the chat. Y'all already know who that is, Voice of College Football. We got Jason, my brother, man. He been a member for a minute too, man. Jason, do your membership promo thing. Do your membership chat, man. Show everybody how long you've been AAA. He's been AAA since day one, for real. Zach, the voice of the dog on AAA family, and Mary J on the ones and twos in the back. She said, "Roll Tide, y'all." Big Bama, what's good, my boy? Hey, my boy, Big Bama pulling up on the YouTube side. Megan, the PR. Let's go, man. Good to see you. Roll Tide in the chat. She said we got some Smook scoop. Yeah, we got a little something. Come in, get them thumbs up and Roll Tide facts. That's right, Big Bama. My boy Sully. What's up, Sully? I'm gonna be back in the A soon, man. I'm gonna be back in the A. And I think who else we got? Jordan. Yeah, we got Jordan in line waiting. I think Jordan is brass. He in the brass section. I know he either trumpet or tuba. It's one of the brass instruments. And my man, what's up, Cuzzo Ray in the chat. And then little bro Dylan. Hey, that little boy. Hey, Dylan, tell him. We was acting up yesterday, man. We was acting up a little bit yesterday. Dylan, you gotta calm down, man. You gotta calm. Dylan, you gotta calm down. Dylan be acting up on them social media sites, man. Okay, Jordan, I knew we was in the Brad's family. I remember us sharing that similarity. But everybody, I appreciate y'all for pulling up. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into some of these practice reports, man. Hold on, let me get some uploaded real quick for y'all, so we can have us a little, you know, high quality stream. Oh yeah, backdrop coming back this weekend, y'all. We're going to pick everything up, rest of the equipment up today. I'm kind of missing the green screen now. I know y'all probably laughing like, man, he got this plain background. It's definitely bothering me. It's definitely bothering me, y'all. It's one of them things, y'all know me. I like to have my graphics and all my little audio, video stuff going. But it's coming back. It's coming back. So without further ado, y'all, let's get into it. The Smook Scoop here on the Coach Smook Network. I appreciate y'all for being here. Let's turn up one time before we get into it, baby. Let's get it. Let's go. Hey, so I'm trying to work on these intros, Mary J. I'm looking like a soup sandwich right now, Mary J. Let me see. This the one. Okay, there we go. Now, there we go. So this is the main views right here. All right, check this out, chat. So, as you all know, man, we got Alabama fall practice. As you all know, the last media footage that was going to be put out until the 19th was released. What was that? The 6th or the 7th? I think it was the 6th or the 7th. What's today? The 8th. So it was the 6th was the last day that we had actual footage, that we're going to see actual footage from practice. So a lot of things that you're going to be hearing are literally things that you're going to see from people that are working close with the program. And I'm not claiming to be somebody that works close with the program. I'm somebody that I just love to get in the right places at the right time. And being around this industry for the past 2.5 years, especially in the meat of it, when Coach Kalen DeBoer and his whole staff they took over, and then there was a lot of changes in the media department, how Alabama is covered. And as you all know, a lot of YouTube channels don't have access as far as being credentialed. So being in this space, at this level that we are now, we're working very hard, especially on our personal side on the Coach Smook Network. We're working very hard on maintaining that validity, that solid relationship. And you do that by being in the right place at the right time. And I'm telling you right now, man, this year, this staff, there's such a level of confidence in the work that's been put in from a I guess you could say honest standpoint, like sticking to your guns and not getting caught up in the ruffles and the mess of media hype, right? And I think Alabama staff has done a great job by staying true to who they are. You know, something that we preach over here on the Coach Smook Network is authenticity above all. And I think Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb, Kane Womack, even Freddie Roach and Coach G are coaches from previous staff, from the Coach Saban staff. I think they've done a great job in being authentic, and that's the type of culture that they're breeding right now at the University of Alabama. When you talk about, you know, things off the field that matter, you're talking about players that actually believe coaches when they say, hey, man, I got your back. Hey, man, you shouldn't do this because, you know, I don't think that's good for you at this point. Or all of these small things that matter go into creating a winning program and building a winning culture. So shouts out to this staff, you know, shouts out to the administrative side of things. We weren't able to talk to him, but we got to see David Ballou, director of performance, strength and performance, whatever it's called. Y'all know what the doggone thing is. And then my boy Go Jackson, man, celebrating them 7 months as a member, but my boy been here since day one. He been here since day one, and if he had access to his other YouTube page, he'd probably be able to, you know, add it up because my boy been there. But no, Ballou was talking about the mentality of the team coming into the offseason, how the way that the last season finished was unacceptable, you know, and if they were tired of it, they need to train like they were tired of it. And you see that approach in some of the developments and some of the things that we're getting from practice today. So jumping into it, today's practice, full pads again. You got to think they're getting ready for their first scrimmage of the fall. I think they're going to do two official scrimmages. This is where you start hearing like game planning implemented, and that's how you're going to see the evaluation and the depth chart start to break down. So going into this, man, today you see a lot of the same things we've been kind of talking about and projecting here on the Coach Smook Network. And as a matter of fact, let me pull that up while I have a chance. I want to dive into the offensive side of the ball, the depth chart and the way the rotation is kind of panning out. I talked about mainly the wide receiver rotation, you know, and a lot of people really thought that, you know, Latier Brooks would be a lot for the starter at slot or be the first guy, you know, behind the first three. But I've always been, and I love the attention that he's getting now from other sources. But everybody knows I've been to Rico Scott. I've been on that Rico Scott train forever since his recruitment started. Since his recruitment started, when we first were offering him last year, and he came in with Ryan. The year before last, and he came in with Ryan. So I look at what this class is developing into, what this group of receivers is developing into, what this projected depth chart. And I want to start at the Z position. and I want y'all to pay attention to how I have this leveled out, because when we add this formation here, when we add this position in, you see why I have Rico Scott where he is on the depth chart already. Let me make sure I move these guys out the way. Yeah, we got so many graphics to fix over here, y'all. So let's look at it. I'm gonna share screen right here, Mary J. Hold on one second. I got this share screen. All right, so this is the Coach Smook Network, and you can pull that banner down if you don't mind. This is the Coach Smook Network projected depth chart. So starting at the Z position, and let me move my camera up real quick. Let's move it right there. There we go. Starting at the Z position, chat, and that's the wide receiver position. You're going to see the Z. You're going to see the Z in a lot of your jet motions. You're going to see them in a lot of your pre-snap motion. He's generally going to be your primary read in a lot of your RPO style, quick pass game, quick pass set. Your Z is going to be your number one read. You're trying to get him in some type of mismatch, and it's all based off of alignment. And I think a lot of the base alignment that we're going to see is with him off the line of scrimmage. And we know how good Ryan Williams is against press man. But even when he has a free release, he's virtually unguardable. And that's something to be said when you have personnel like Jeremy Bernard playing in the slot right there next to him, who is a route technician, who can stretch the field, can get vertical, and is aggressive in attacking the ball in the air. Not going to lose a lot of one-on-ones, you know. And shout out to the 38 in the chat on YouTube. Continue to run up the like. Shout out to the 33 on Twitter. And then I can't see how many we got on TikTok, but continue to run it up on TikTok. Y'all showing mad love on TikTok. I see y'all tapping that screen. Continue to tap that screen. But so looking at the depth chart right now, if this weekend was the first game, this two wide receiver combo will be Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams. But I've seen this today. We saw Ryan go here. We had Rico here. You had Jeremy in the slot here, right? So that lets me know that Rico is being entrusted to do the same assignments as Ryan, right? Rico, we've been hearing a lot of hype around him, a lot of Rico's, but to my knowledge, he's been this way since showing up on campus. Veteran guys like Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law were able to keep guys like Rico Scott off the field because just the short window of evaluation that this staff had with those guys. It was that short of a window to be able to prove to say that we can throw two true freshmen out here and get the type of production we need to get the numbers and the things accomplished we need to accomplish as a team this year. Too tight of a window, and I don't think this staff is going to make a mistake of underutilizing his skill set in the receiving core this fall. I really don't. All right, so coming off of that, and then let me switch this up because I think that has changed too. I think Bach has really solidified himself in this rotation now. With Lacier Brooks still learning, being an explosive player, I think we're going to see him in key situations, meaning specific play calls for Lacier Brooks. When he's on the field, you won't have him doing a lot of option routes or anything like that. Everything's going to be, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, let it go. I see a lot of quick jet sweep touch passes, the jet touch jet pass, the play action screen from the slot, like things that keep him in motion and put him in open space quick. I think that's what we're going to see with Lacier Brooks. And then, of course, the vertical passing threat is always going to be there. The vertical passing threat is always going to be there. Acoustics is the word I was looking for. A little hollow because of empty room. Let me see if I could do this then. Mic check. Watch this. Let me see, chat. Let me know. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. How that sound right there? We should be a little bit lighter now. We should be a little bit lighter. We lighter, chat? Let me know. Let me know. Hopefully y'all don't hear that buzzing in the background. Y'all hear that buzz? Let me know. We're doing a quick sound check. Mic check, uno, dos. Mic check, uno, dos. Come on, chat. Talk to me. What is it saying now? Okay. They say we sounding good. All right, sounding good. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all that. All right, Zach. Appreciate that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. All right, y'all. So back to it. We were just talking about the rotation here at the wide receiver position. I truly believe, and this is just me, I truly believe that Alabama wants to utilize in this system this year, with the type of quarterbacks that's available, the arm talent that's available. I truly believe that Alabama wants to get into the 8-9 number of rotation at the wide receiver position, and that's not a crazy number. That's not crazy to believe. If you go look at the stats from when they had Michael Penix at Washington for 2 years as a starter, he had 14 different receivers with 15 plus catches. Okay, 14 different receivers with 15 plus catches. So if you look at the way that Alabama's roster is set up, we went out and we really overhauled on tight ends. You have 2 young tight ends in Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchett. Marshall Pritchett is really making strides and is looking to be a part of the game plan, like the consistent part of the game plan. His development already was there in the receiving aspect of the game, but I think more so now with him getting on campus, getting in the strength and conditioning program, getting into some technique things with Coach Ellis and learning how to, leverage himself in blocking scheme. I think that's what's most impressive. They're seeing his physicality in the blocking game. Same with Jay Lindsey, same with Lockwood. A lot of guys that's kind of stepping up in the physicality standpoint that had natural receiving skill sets. But another guy that's been really impressive and really has made strides in the past, 3 practices is Dalton, the transfer from Troy, the graduate transfer from Troy. Having a guy like Dalton, man, it's kind of like we just literally replaced CJ Dupree, and that's not a slight. If you all know, we severely underutilized CJ Dupree last season. So the tight end room is creating depth for that reason. I think you want to see, anywhere from 14 to 16 guys have, 10 targets, 10 plus targets this season. So in order to do that, you got to have quality guys in the depth rotation. So when I say your first 8 off the bench, off the bench in the wide receiver rotation, we know that most wide receivers in the slot and the Z, they're kind of interchangeable as far as their alignment and how they run routes. They're similar skill sets. The X position is where you get kind of limited on your rotation. And I think right now you have your primary X receivers are going to be Isaiah Horton and Jalen Hill. Jalen Hill, I know there hasn't been a lot of buzz about him, and I know in a lot of these films or these clips, you see him like going later in the rotation and probably catching passes from Austin Mack. I think that's because he's probably wide receiver number 6 as far as the pecking order. If you just put all the wide receivers on the list, right, and it wasn't about position, but you just threw a group of 3 out there. You just rotated 3 guys out there. I think it will be Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard. Rico Scott will be number 4. Number 5, I think Cole Adams has solidified himself as a reliable receiver and really solidified himself in that rotation. And then at number 6, I think you have Jalen Hill, and then you get with Mbakwe and Latier Brooks. But because of that skill sets, you got Bach and Brooks. They're more so of your shifty slot guys than Z guys, so they're going to be more interchangeable. And your X position is going to see less rotation. And I'm excited. I think right now you have that top 8 is a strong 8. It's a strong 8 because then you got guys like Bubba Hampton, who's probably falling a little bit off the depth chart because of injuries. Missing key times like Coach Kalen DeBoer was saying, like it's times where because of injury, guys step in and are able to produce just as well as we expect you to produce. And it's just the nature of the beast. So it's all about staying ready. But you got to remember, you still have Bubba Hampton in this group. And like I said, Cole Adams, I believe, even though he's down here like the 3rd guy at the Z position, expect him to be more so like a 2A, 2B type guy with him and Rico Scott. And you all know that Kalen DeBoer and his staff love their four wide personnel, right? They love their 14 personnel. They love their
They're 13 personnel. They love to get the wide receivers split wide. So yeah, Megan said, I hope Hale gets his opportunity. He will get plenty of opportunities, and that's the thing about this depth rotation. You won't see a heavy load share for guys like Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard like you did last season. I truly believe this is a different group and style of receivers that is focused more so than you got from the group last year. So it's going to be different. What are your thoughts on the wide receiver room? Run the chat up with your opinion. Facts. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about my top 8 rotation? What do you guys think about the top 8? And I think Alabama will use, you got 6 guys right here to slide in the Z position. I guarantee you, we see a lot of different sets where those guys, you see, they're going to try to get Brooks against your 4th best cover guy, right? They're going to try to get Bach against your 4th best cover guy. We have an opportunity to create so many different mismatches because our 4th and 5th and 6th best guy is better than your 3rd guy in coverage. That's what's scary about this group of wide receivers. And then you got to throw in the tight end room. The tight end room is just as lethal. We got to make sure we add these the other guys in. We got to get Brody, Dalton, and San Marco. San Marco is a physical specimen, chat. As a matter of fact, let me go get those right now. I can go ahead and do that while we live, chat. And shout out to the TikTok, man. I see y'all tapping that screen, man. Y'all showing mad love, and I see the shares. Keep liking it. Keep liking it. I appreciate y'all, for real. Let's go to I know I got the link saved. Stop playing on me. Stop playing on me. All right, who we missing on this roster? Tight end. Dalton's 84 or 89. Let me see. I'm gonna go by position. Gone boy, oh my. Y'all, we be having the beats over here. Let me get Dalton's screenshot, chat. Brody Dalton, 6'5", 251. I'm telling y'all, man, literally, this is your boy, CJ Dupree, literally. Same height, same weight, number 89. Let's make sure we get that. I'm gonna get this right here. Get that boy on the roster. On the roster. On the roster. Can I get it? Can I do this right here? Oh, they let me do it, chat. All right, so let's talk about the tight end position real quick. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Gonna share this screen again, and I kind of want to do something real quick with our setup, because the tight end position now is more so broken down into 2 different types of tight ends. You got the wide and then you got the H-back. Your H-back is more so like your traditional fullback, but they're tight ends, right? But they provide more so of your run blocking expertise, in line of scrimmage blocking, pass pro. They're your Robbie Ooses, right? And I want y'all to look at how I have this set up. So I think right now you have a solid rotation at the Y. With Josh Cuevas and Marshall Pritchett, 1A, 1B. And then I think right there you have Brody serving as the 3rd guy there, right? But then I think you also have this going on, chat. I think you have this going on at the H position right now.
So let's say we had the H back in. I think right now what you would see from this group is you would see Josh Cuevas. If we had, let's say, was that 22 personnel, two backs, two tight ends. Say we had that personnel there. I think what you would see right now is this right here. Let me pull this out the way. I think that's what you would see in the tight end rotation. I think Brody Dalton has made that much of an impact in this spring. I mean, in this fall, in this short time here. One, he come. Yeah, and Robbie did play great last night. What's up, Brody Smook? We talking about Brody Dalton. I think because he comes from a system at Troy, the vertical pass concept and the way that they run the outside zone scheme, he's using this style of blocking in the line of scrimmage. And I think coming out, if Danny Lewis isn't popping like he's expected to, or I think he has a very short leash, I think Brody Dalton will end up being the guy that we kind of see him and Josh Cuevas and Marshall Pritchett. I think they'll kind of emerge as like the trio of tight ends. And that's not to say that the other guys won't be serviceable. I think you have workhorses like Jay Lindsey. I think you have Ty Lockwood there. They're like workhorses that really just do the dirty work. They're not looking to get pretty out there. You know, I know it's hard to believe that college football has some selfless players. You know, people they think it's all about the money now. Players don't care about teamwork and ethic all of a sudden because they're getting money. People are funny, man. But yeah, I feel like that's what the rotation will look like, and I'm gonna go ahead and put Danny on here. Hold on, chat. Go ahead and put Danny here. I really think this is where the tight end room rotation sits right now. I think that's what we're looking at right there. That's my first five. And you all know that at Washington, Coach Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb, they utilize that tight end room. Lockwood. I like this right here. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And then especially after today, the type of looks that they were giving as far as formations stay consistent with what we see in a lot of the warm-up videos. You see a lot. Marshall Pritchett usually going second when they go in pairs. He's usually like the third or fourth guy when they go in single. So I think he and Brody Dalton have made enough impact to say that they are going to be utilized in the game plan on a consistent basis. And we know Josh Cuevas can play both that H-back and the Y position. I think more so of a receiving threat for this group of tight ends. And so that I think that's going to force Danny Lewis out into this. But we all know he's a receiving skill set. Maybe not as fast. Maybe can't be as effective in the vertical passing game. But you're talking about a big body target with a wingspan, a catch radius, and strong hands. Strong hands, Danny Lewis. I just want to see what needs to pop for him. Is it the end line of scrimmage blocking? Because we know he struggled with that last year, being consistent in run blocking. But also, man, just getting out in routes and creating space for yourself. I want to see him be a lot more aggressive in that nature of things. So that's the tight end rotation. This offense is going to be dangerous. 100%. I agree with you, Zach. 100%. Now, let's get into some other conversations about today's practice. I love to talk about our defense. I think the defense is one of those things where this year in particular, you have a lot of confidence because of the way that it ended last year. And I know we talked about the secondary a lot. I know we talked about the linebackers a lot, but there's something going on with the defensive line. There's something going on with the defensive line, and keeping in mind that we are getting ready for Florida State. Every practice, we're practicing phases of the game plan to prepare for Florida State. You're trying to give everybody a certain baseline level of their assignment coming into preparation for week 1 against Florida State. And I think when you seeing things develop ahead of the curve, or they're developing at the pace that you expected it, or maybe a little bit faster, you start to slip up a little bit as a coach because you're trying to see this thing in real time as soon as possible. And I think that's a good thing, to be able to be that confident in what you have already in 8 practices into fall camp. To be at that level of confidence as far as handling players and giving them, phase 2, phase 3 of a game plan this early, I think we're in a good spot right now. So I said that to say this. On the defensive side, the inside linebacker rotation, we talked about that being key for this year's defensive success. I truly believe that more so than ever, we're going to have an opportunity to see Justin Jefferson and QB Reese really excel in this swarm defensive, aggressive blitz drop. I don't even know all the different details that it comes with the type of blitzes and pressures that we're going to see coming from the middle of the field. And all I had to do was go back and watch South Alabama under Coach Kane Wommack. That defense was very aggressive in their play calling, and they didn't have near the type of secondary and athletes that we possess at the University of Alabama. So I think more so than ever, we're going to see Kane Wommack really let loose this season. Looking at personnel groupings, when I see guys like Abdul Sanders Jr., QB Reese, Nikhai Hill-Green, all of these guys on the field at the same time, I'm starting to think that the linebacker position is starting to pick up a lot. They're picking up a lot. When you have a guy like Nikhai Hill-Green on the field with those other 2 young guys, that's a good sign. Deontay Lawson may not be 100%, but you're throwing sets and you're throwing looks out there with basically 3 new minds. And I mean, they're getting production, they're creating disruption, right? The offensive line is getting their work right now because of how fast the defense is coming along. On the edge, Justin Hill. It's kind of crazy to know that this young man was just playing high school ball last season, right? Gearing up for his senior year. And now you look at it now, he's really submitting himself right there in that Wolf rotation with Quay Rousseau and Yanzi Pierre. Like, we know that Alabama over the past few years, you've always wanted to keep a trio of edge rush specialists. But with this group, Yanzi Pierre can get out in coverage. He will box him. He'll box him up. Quay Rousseau showed his athleticism last year. I think Justin Hill is underrated for what he does in coverage. If y'all remember the clip from the spring game, him dropping back in coverage and actually catching a pick. I'm telling you all, this is one of those things where we're looking at it and we're saying, okay, guys, we have literally the makeup of what we designed this defense to be. We have every skill set and personnel piece available. The edge, the Wolf position is definitely a spot to be excited about. And you got to think, at that position, you still got a veteran presence in Jolly, who I believe is still playing between both Bandit and Wolf position, right? I think that's where his wheelhouse is, being able to be the big Wolf when needed, or the small Bandit when needed. That's the type of skill set you get with him. But switching over to the other side, that rotation at the Bandit position, Keon Keeley, Kelby Collins, LT Overton. That rotation there, LT Overton probably being the leader of that group right now, being the first one out. But I think right now, Alabama feel comfortable if you threw those 3 guys out as your defensive front in a blitz package. You're talking about elite pass rush with frames and body sizes that can, on some defenses, You have 6'4", 6'5", 285-pound defensive tackles. You have some defenses, that's their big guy. The 6'4", 285, the 6'4", 290 guy. We have those guys playing defensive end at Alabama and moving like defensive end and outside linebackers. But then you got guys on the interior, Jordan Renard, Edric Hill, Jeremiah Beeman, James Smith. Big guys, big frames, 300 pounds, 295 plus, that can move laterally, they're hard to move, that can stuff, man, this defensive front. If we haven't seen, I think the last group that I felt this confident about was with the Christian Barmore, I think his redshirt sophomore year, Christian Barmore. That defensive line group, it was a group by committee, right? Production by committee group. You had 1 or 2 guys pop every other game. But I think we're going to have that type of feel with this group, but a lot more production. The aggressive nature, the 5-man pressures and stunts that we're going to see from this defense is going to get the feels of like a Baltimore Ravens or the Philadelphia Eagles or the old school Pittsburgh Steelers and Chicago Bears. The type of smothering defenses where when offenses lined up to run the ball, you knew it was going to be a tough 2 or 3 yards if they gained that. The physicality has to be there though. To have all these skill sets available, all these frames available, and not have physicality is a no-go for this season. And I think against Florida State, we're going to see a lot of exotic pressures thrown at their front with so many graduate transfers and them trying to get everybody gelled together. They're only returning one starter or one player from last year's roster to that offensive line. The starting offensive line, their projected offensive line. Everybody else is graduate transfers or transfers from the portal. They got a lot to figure out before they see us. And I think this defense is primed and ready to throw as many pressures and different looks at this Florida State defense in week 1 than what we saw from them last year between weeks 1 and 4. Just because of the continuity. I'm telling you, the defensive front is something to be scared of right now. And I think this year also, as we stay on the defensive line and kind of talk about some of the personnel there, Stephen Boomer and Duma, the JUCO incoming guy that committed in the 24 class, right? Had to go to the JUCO 25 class, got over there, got some weight on him, was able to keep playing at the JUCO level and dominated. Very disruptive. 310, 15 pounds. I'm telling you, that dude is a man. I'm telling you, a mountain. Him and Tim Keenan together, I think, are going to be a unique pairing. I think him and James Smith is going to get his, but I think when it comes to playing against teams that feel like they're going to be able to out-physical us, Tim Keenan, and then the guys behind him that rotate to give them those rest reps, they're going to be very key. I like where Tim Keenan is right now as the leader, but I hope that we're not counting on him to play a lot of snaps. I think you get more versatility when you have Jeremiah Beeman, Edric Hill, Stephen Boomer, Asai Fega, get him some reps where he's, doing the Tim Keenan job, clogging up gaps, really just trying to disrupt everything in the center of the defense. In the center of the offense, and creating lanes for the linebackers to clean up. And I think if you get your skill sets out there, get what's available, James Smith and guys like that can do what they do best, and that's just get to the quarterback. You can demand double teams in the middle of that defense when you're able to send pressures and have the back end coverage like we're primed to have. So I'm excited about this defensive group. I think they're going to be ready. Question I pose to you: Alabama's defense coming into the 2025 season, what would be an acceptable stat line against a Florida State team that's basically putting a whole new offense together? New offensive coordinator in Gus Malzahn, something that we got to remember. Very, very good offensive mind, right? You got a new quarterback, new starting quarterback. You have you're replacing 5 starters on the offensive line, and you're only returning 1 receiver that had any major production from last season. You got your running backs. Lucas is back, sophomore. I forget the other one. They got both their running backs, but that's all you return. What is an acceptable stat line for Alabama's defense? For example, I don't think we should give up more than 175 passing yards. I don't think there should be a passing TD given up in week 1. I don't think there should be more than one drive that has more than 12 plays. Average time of possession for Florida State should average less than 2.5 minutes per possession. I think Alabama's defense should be able to create 2 turnovers in week 1. That's what I mean. So in the comments, if you're watching this live, drop it in the comments live. If you're watching the post live, drop it in the comments. Give me a stat line. I'm saying less than 175 passing, less than 100 rushing. We need five negative plays. 5 negative plays created. 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers. That's an acceptable stat line. That's an acceptable stat line. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Give me your thoughts in the chat. All right. Now, here go the Smook Scoop of the day. Here go the Smook Scoop of the day. Y'all know I love to ruffle feathers and get people mad about silly stuff, right? I don't know why people get mad. I think it's kind of weird. But in today's practice, let me get the right layout. In today's practice chat, the offensive line, once again, seeing a little shakeup, little mix up. Cam Dewberry started at left guard today. Jackson Lloyd at left tackle, and Caden Proctor at right tackle. Now I don't know if this was just for drills. I don't know if this was just warm up type, going through schematic stuff. But what's up, J-Ro? But what's going on with the offensive line? And I don't know, in my opinion, because looking forward, we did practice today. In my opinion, I think this is just us seeing what they want to do anyways. And I've said this multiple times. You have an offensive line group, probably the best collectively, the most valuable group on this team. You're talking about 6-7 guys that can play multiple positions on the offensive line and be productive. What up, Flick? Good to see you in the chat, man. What's up, Nick Saban Jr.? Good to see y'all over there on TikTok, man. So we're talking about another lineup, and it actually looked good from what we said, where we're being told. It actually looked as if this could be a starting offensive line for the University of Alabama. And when you have that, man, I'm telling you, the luxuries of the personnel questions that we have, man, it's not like we're looking for answers or don't have answers. It's about finding the right answer for right now, because if that's not the answer right now, then we feel like we got another answer. And there's what I want you all to realize is there's not one spot on the field right now at every position, and I mean this. I mean this truly. And haters get mad and not want to give it its due respect and not acknowledge it. But I don't think there's one spot on Alabama's roster where the staff looks at it and says, "I don't know what we're going to do if this doesn't work." Right now, I think at the wide receiver position, there are three spots. There are 3 spots confident of what they have available as far as the depth chart. They're 3D. Quarterback position, I think they're very strong 2D. And with the third option, I truly believe they have a different system that they will be willing to bet it all on. Offensive line, you're talking about 8 to 9 guys right now that you feel comfortable with rotating them and putting basically 8 guys in whatever spot, and you're going to get production. 9 guys. You look at the depth of rotation at the offensive line, that's probably the most valuable spot to say, okay, I can throw these 5 guys out there. Let's say Parker Brailsford gets hurt at center. They feel comfortable with throwing Geno out there at center, Cam Dewberry left guard, keeping Jaden Robbins at right guard, and put in your tackles. Looking for me, Caden Proctor. Caden Proctor goes down. Let's slide Formby over the left tackle. Let's slide Roberts over to right tackle, and let's put Rock Montgomery at right guard. Oh man, Roberts gets hurt at right tackle. All right, let's take Lloyd. Let's take Jackson Lloyd, true freshman Jackson Lloyd, place him out there left tackle, and then we're gonna put Wilkin Formby at left tackle. So we got right tackle Lloyd, left tackle Wilkin Formby. Let's put Olitz Alani at right guard. Let's put Rock Montgomery at center. Let's put Vandermark or Cam Dewberry at left guard. Like, you have so many options this year, and that you're confident in these groupings. Now your play calling might change if you lose 3 or 4 of those starters, but you're confident in what you're able to do because of the depth of talent there. The developmental talent at the University of Alabama is at an all-time high, and I think us as Alabama fans need to appreciate the competition that's being created. Zach said it right here in the chat. He said, we have 2 or 3 different O-line combos. It will benefit us more. That wasn't one of our issues. One of our issues our offense had last year when we needed to adjust O-line. We couldn't do it effectively. 100% efficiently. And this is something that Coach Cap has been a great producer of. Multifaceted, multi-versatile offensive lineman. You heard it last year. He said there will be anywhere from 6 to 8 offensive linemen getting in snaps after practice. And that was in spring. Anywhere from 6 to 7 offensive linemen getting snaps after practice. That just goes to show you the type of extensiveness, the type of value they want to try to create for the offensive line group. I'm excited to see them develop. But the depth rotation there is good. You look at the tight end room. We talked about the tight end room. I'm telling y'all keep laughing. Y'all keep thinking I'm playing. Brody Dalton. You better heard me when I say it. 89. Brody Dalton and Marshall Pritchett. I know Quavis is the leader in that group. He's probably going to see majority of the snaps, but when those two are in, and we're not going to forget about Danny Lewis. I still have faith, but I schematically, y'all know I'm a scheme person, man. I just don't see the skill set fitting. Unless something has changed, I haven't heard anything about him getting faster. You know, the tight end's got to be able to move, and he's not the best route runner. He's a big body, and he knows how to use his body. Strong hands. Look at Keon Keeley, y'all. That boy, he different. But yeah, that's it for our post-practice report. If you enjoyed that, man, make sure y'all drop a like on the stream, man. If you're on TikTok, continue to tap that screen. On the way out the building, if you are not a member of the Coach Smook Network AAA family, the AAA community, make sure you take an opportunity and become a member of this channel, man. We growing right now. I think we had 118 members solid. 128. 128 members solid on the YouTube channel. If you don't know what you're getting as a member, you kind of missed out yesterday. We put out some information yesterday. Post-practice report. We didn't do it live on purpose. And by the time 4 o'clock came, 30 minutes after the video became public, to the rest of the community and the rest of our viewership, you saw a lot of channels starting to speak on the same thing later in the day around 6:30, 7 p.m. So people are watching, people are listening, people are trying to fact check what we're saying, and we're getting a lot of positive feedback. Looking to start our guest panelists, hosting some of these co-hosts and guests here next week. Next week we're going to start. Tonight, man, y'all been asking for it. Y'all been waiting on it. I've been ready to do it. We got the Coach Smook call-in show, man. We got the Coach Smook call-in show. So hopefully y'all excited about that. I know I am. I know I'm excited about it. So if y'all excited about it, man, hold on. Let me see if this is going to work real quick. Let me see. What does this one look like? Let me see. Mary J, we can get that banner off the screen real quick. I don't know what these intros look like anymore. It's been a while since we've been on stream, right? Check this out, chat. Let's see what they sound like.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Okay, I didn't know it was like that. Okay. So yeah, tonight we're gonna kick that off. Let's say 8 p.m. We're gonna kick off the call-in show. Try to get some late night vibes going, man. Hopefully y'all show up and call in on the call-in line, man. And we open it up for all college football fans. So all the Georgia fans that like to talk their trash when they see me outside, man, look, call in on the phone line. Put that junk on wax, man. It ain't real unless we got recorded. You know what I'm saying? It ain't real unless we can go back and fact check it. So y'all tap in with that the call-in show tonight. Starting next week, we're going to start doing our high school highlight segments again. Check them out, Coach. During the day, we'll just go live. So all my high school players that want your boy to check their want Coach to check your highlight films out and you know check in with you. We open it up for Thursdays, and a lot of this is going to be done on the fly because these young men, there's so much talent out there, and I feel like you know God has really tasked me to really have a passion and put me in position to really maximize this platform to utilize it to help this next generation of athletes. So that's what I'm passionate about, and that's what we're growing towards. At the end of the day, man, we love our Crimson Tide, but we love to do what God has taught us to do, and that's to impact the next generation. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And remember, man, when you see me in the streets, wrong voice. Holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide.
Better go subscribe. YouTube, roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Leandre Gozze Jus.